we are, ladies and gentlemen. Down to the bottom right-hand corner of Ohana, we have our orange Protoss player from the team Pulse Esports. It is desRow. His opponent here in the upper left-hand corner, wearing the tag sad, is our pink Protoss player, HuK.
Porque. I wonder why he is sad.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I hope we can cheer him up with a win. No, I don't know. Both of these guys, competing and did very good job in the first round, making themselves into the round of 8. So both showing that they deserve to be here, but only one can survive.
Oh, that was pretty intense.
Thank you.
That's kind of like those trailers for action movies.
In a world where only one man from the round of 8 can move on.
Will it be the sad man or
desRow? A slightly more jovial man. I don't know. Anyway,
pulsing.
Looks like we're starting with a 12 gateway.
It's gone too far.
Yes, now I'm a little creeped. It's a 12 gateway from HuK, and it's going to be a 13 gateway from desRow. So we'll see what both these guys are going to offer here in just a bit, but a slight difference from these guys to start things off.
Yeah, this is a really, really cool map. You have so many options. It does take a fairly long time to cross the map with an army. So that kind of actually opens up a ton of avenues, whether it be for Phoenix. I've seen a lot of Phoenix play on this map, and it's not too hard to hide things. And then you can also kind of just play like a defensive rapid expand on this map. We've been seeing more and more of that actually out of Protosses lately.
Yeah.
Initially it was this attitude of, hey, if I expand first, I die first. And well, when you die first in StarCraft, that means you lose.
Yes.
So,
usually when you're dead, you lose the game.
Yeah. But things are changing.
What are you changing from if you die, you lose a game?
Oh, no.
I'm joking. Yeah.
That was...
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yep. Anyway, double gas coming up for both players after they put up their cybernetics core. HuK has been especially fond of going for the little bit quicker second gas before cybernetics core and dropping 2 on each gas to offer a little bit of flexibility with his tech options. Not going to showcase that here, but it is certainly a possibility as we go throughout the course of this match. desRow's got a really good read on what his opponent is doing, and let's actually see what HuK has seen so far. Wow, not using any of his telltale annoying probes to move across the map and do damage.
Quite interesting, especially when we see that HuK is going for a very fast stalker right now. He's continuing to mine 2 gases, so do expect some sort of tech. I'm just wondering if it's going to be well, he's actually pulling a lot of minerals right now, so an expansion is not out of the question either. But yeah, I'm waiting for a Robo or a Stargate.
Yeah, could also be that Twilight Council, a 3-stalker build into 3-gate Blink Stalker expand. There's a lot of flexibility off of this position from desRow. HuK hasn't really given away. I mean, he's got a lot of Chrono Boost saved up, but hasn't spent it on anything. I don't know if it's going to go to units. Looks like he's planning to do a 1-gate expand, though. Yeah,
that is going to be what we see HuK go for right now. Expect the second sentry to follow this up as well, as he's sitting on 200 gas. So even after he makes a sentry, he can still drop his tech structure. And there it is. There, second sentry makes you nice and safe, and then he'll follow this up. Probably with a quick robo. It's nice to get an observer and see what your opponents are doing. But he needs to make sure he's active on the map, because if he sees a probe coming out to build a pylon, Kev, he's going to need that immortal over that observer.
Yes, he is, especially now as we have desRow going with just what I said before. We have the Twilight Council coming up, and there's the 3rd gate. So it looks like we're going to get a 3-gate Blink Stalker, although he could throw something a little bit weird at us. 4-gate in total. Of course, the gates are coming out a little bit slower. But he does have enough resources to put up that blink here in just a second. 150, 150, and there it is.
All right, well, going to be a very invested attack coming out of desRow. HuK is going to be hard-pressed to hold this. Now, he does have the sentries in the front, but this is a longer ramp. If we take a look at the natural expansion, you can see how far it projects down. And so if you don't put the force fields all the way at the bottom, you can wind up quickly in trouble. Sentry's at the top of the ramp right now, doing a little bit of damage to that stalker, and we can see HuK is going to be transferring his probes, so he'll be able to use them in a fight when the time calls for it.
Now, in contrast to PvPs of past, the and there is actually a pylon being built off to the top right for desRow. That's very tricky, very tricky indeed. In contrast to PvPs of the past, when you would do some sort of strong build like we see desRow doing, usually your opponent was doing some sort of one-base variety too, and so it had a pretty decent opportunity to work. With these expands, though, HuK is going to have a lot of production to fall back on. desRow's going to have his opportunity, but he's going to need to make it work right away.
Now we can see HuK open with that Immortal like we were talking about earlier. He was sensing the pressure, but now it hasn't showed up, so he followed it up with an Observer. He's like, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, you have a Pylon here. He'll let that Observer finish, it looks like, but immediately he needs to start an Immortal. No, he doesn't have enough gas. Nice force fields all the way at the bottom of the ramp, so that we can't see desRow blink up.
Oh, and desRow, he has his warp and cancel because the pylon went down, and now HuK is able to actually take position and wait here for a little while and start to accumulate more forces to be able to deal with this. desRow does not have a forward warp in position. That was his only forward pylon, and with that gone, he has to fall back. I'm not sure to what. Is it going to be an expand build? Yeah, he has the resources for it, and he's going to do it. And he's just going to GG without a single engagement, and HuK holds, and that's going to be game number 1 of this best of 3.
That was so impressive out of HuK. I mean, realizing, okay, well, yeah, he got the force field perpetually at the bottom and caught the pylon. That was actually really, it was kind of sloppy out of desRow, not dropping a pylon before he went up onto the high ground, but he managed to get up there. It was just a big gamble, I guess, you know, is really what it boils down to. If he had waited and dropped another pylon instead, he may have not been able to make it up there. So,
well, that's game number 1 in the bag. I'm a little surprised as well that he didn't. You know, you mentioned not just putting the pylon on the low ground, then one on the high ground, just to make sure that you had a little bit of flexibility and a little bit of options. But he decided he had the one on the high ground, and before HuK had actually picked up on it, he actually decided to warp in a stalker down on the low ground from the pylon on the high ground. So he was just trying to reinforce his position rather than start the warp-ins right there. And if he had done that, had a unit that had a little bit of survivability, he maybe could have walked it to the ramp close enough that he could have started blinking up and doing some damage. But just didn't have the option.
I mean, yeah, that's absolutely a fantastic point, because if you can complete that warp button on the high ground, guys, you get within vision, as Kevin, just to clarify on that point. If you get vision on the high ground, you can then blink your stalkers from below up onto the high ground. Those force fields aren't really going to matter.
All right, well, we're going to go to game number 2, guys. It's going to be on Cloud Kingdom, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. While you're away, make sure you pick up your free tickets to IPL 5 with our friends at Ubisoft and Nadio. Their new game, Shoot Mania. They've decided to sponsor a bunch of tickets actually out to IPL 5. If you want to enter to get those, head over to IGN.com/IPL5 promo. Do that while you're at the break, and we'll see you at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas from November 29th through December 2nd. And we're going to run to a commercial break. We'll be right back after this.